Hi everybody, waiting for Robbie to hop in.
Hi everybody.
Well, it's been a while since we've come and done a video about our traveling, and you know, we're kind of new to the RV thing. We've only been on a couple trips, but we started off on June 30th.
I've been posting some videos.
We've been posting some of the drone video, right?
Yeah, videos.
Oh, cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
Cheers. Gotta have our wine. One drink. Okay, now I'm good. So we started out June 30th. We left our home in Michigan and we headed to Niagara Falls.
On the Canadian side.
On the Canadian side, because it's a shorter trip to go up through Canada to get.
It was a nice, it was a good idea driving on the Canadian side.
It didn't take us, but it took us about 4 hours, right? To
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours to get to our campground. We stayed at Scott's RV Park in Niagara Falls. And it was a smaller park. It was about 39, right? 39 American?
39 American.
Okay, 39 American.
It was, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, so 6 out of 10. I would probably say a 5 out of 10. And the reason I'm saying that is we do have 10 and 12-year-old daughter. And when we were going, it kind of looks a little like seedy from when you drive in. So there's a gentleman's club right across the street from.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. From the park, and there's like 3 in a row, and you know it's like girls, and you know the girls are like, oh, mommy, you know what's it? So that part of it was kind of it made it seem a little seedy to me. In the park itself, they kept it clean. It was clean. There was very nice people there. The people that worked there were so helpful and so nice. We had a little trouble with our spot initially. They gave us a spot that was completely dug out.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like them, because
it wasn't organized.
They didn't know what they were doing in the office.
Right. Well, they were super nice.
They gave me spot 77, and then this spot 77 was taken, and then they gave me 80.
One.
80 was all
jacked up.
I don't know what. They were doing some kind of construction there.
So no, what they had done was they replaced all the electric in the park, and so they had dug it up, and in the process of doing that, they buried the sewer lines. So when we pulled forward to our spot, we did not have a hookup for sewer. So they're like, you can stay here for the night and then move to another spot. Well, we liked the spot we were in. It was like a corner spot. We had and we were by all the seasonal people that stay. Kind of like you can see behind me, these are all seasonal trailers back here. It's completely quiet where we're at right now. We'll share that with you in a minute. But there, we were near all the seasonal people, and it was, you know, older people, quiet people. We met a lot of nice people there. And the people of the campground were super nice and helpful. All the Canadians were super nice.
Yeah.
So the spot itself was fine, but Robbie and the neighbor ended up digging up where the sewer hookup was.
We finally found it.
Yeah, he found it, and we didn't want to move spots. We wanted to stay in that corner because on the other side of the campground, there was a lot of people, because it was Canada Day. So and then it was July 4th, so it was super.
We went to Niagara Falls that day. It was a good time anyway. I mean, we had a lot of fun.
We went to Niagara Falls.
We walked about 5 miles. This one turned
5
purple.
I turned purple. It was hot.
It was really hot.
It was like over 90 degrees, humid, and he's like, "Oh, it's by the falls. Feel the mist." And I'm like, "I don't care about the mist right now. I'm hot as hell, and I wanted to, sit and eat lunch or something." And but it was beautiful. It was
anyway.
Really,
how long did we stay?
We were there like 4 days.
4 or 5.
We went to Niagara on the Lake. We went to Niagara Falls.
We went to a winery.
The Pillitteri Winery
amazing.
was amazing. We had just went to Niagara on the Lake just because we heard there's a lot of wineries around there. So right when we pull in, it just so happens.
I never heard of Canadian wine, like only especially that area.
Oh, it's all because the soil there is so good. She said.
Yeah, that's what she said. The soil is like super
healthy and good for growing of the grapes.
Yeah, because of the lakes,
Anyways, right when we pulled in, it was noon, and they were just starting a tour. It was us, me and Robbie and the 2 girls, and another 2 ladies. That was it. We got to tour the whole winery. We got to go in the cellar. We got to hear about the family. It was an amazing experience, and it was free, by the way. It was completely free. And then at the end, they do a wine tasting with you. They give you
we passed by it. We didn't even know it was a winery. We passed by it. Shannon was like, "Can we stop here?" I'm like, okay, so I made a U-turn, came back, you know, parked. As soon as we walked in, I asked the lady, I'm like, you guys have, you know, she was like, oh my God, there's that lady is, you know, they're about to go in, you know, just go and, you know, ask her. So we went and,
yeah,
like
right.
It was meant to be.
Right,
you know?
It was meant to be. So they let us tour the whole winery, and then at the end, I mean, it was a very interesting story how they started and everything. I'm not going to go into all that. I've posted pictures of it. Amazing family, and we got to meet Lena, who was one of the people that started this winery. Anyway, at the end, they let you taste wines. They give you a sample of a dessert, like a iced wine, which was amazing.
We tried like 6 or 7.
Yeah. Well, they'll give you 3, and then you go on the other side where you can purchase wines, and you can try whatever you want. You can try as many as you want. I might have tried a few.
Tipsy.
No, I might have tried a few, and we bought like 5 bottles of wine, and it was only like, how much did we spend?
$50.
$50. Okay, so
it wasn't bad.
It was not bad. That was the highlight of my trip to Niagara for me personally. There's a lot. If you're going to go to Niagara Falls, there is a ton of walking you have to do. A ton. You don't get to park. You have to find a lot to park. It was $20 for the day we parked, which we got lucky. About maybe 10 minutes from the falls, we walked down. There's a ton of restaurants. There's a ton of things to do for kids. If you have small kids, like we have a 10 and 12-year-old, so there's a lot to do for the kids there. They will enjoy it. They will love it. If you're going without kids, there's the casino. We happened to go on 4th of July, so there was fireworks, and they have fireworks every night, I guess.
And I posted a video of
Robbie
the fireworks.
Did a beautiful drone video.
If you haven't seen it.
Right.
It's on Shannon's...
It's on Hang with the Hannahs.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's on your Facebook too.
Oh, it's on my Facebook, and it's on Hang with the Hannahs. Robbie has taken some beautiful drone footage. So then we left Niagara, and we drove through Buffalo, New York, down. We headed to Pennsylvania.
Oh.
When we tell you this drive was spectacular.
And I also made a drone video of where we stayed.
Yeah.
At Twin Streams
Campground in Pennsylvania. It's in Morristown,
It
Pennsylvania.
took me back 10 years, honestly. It was just...
Now, that campground was a little different in that there was no swimming pool or anything like that.
Yeah, just that.
They did have a playground. They have laundry facilities. They had a basketball court. They had a store right on the site where if you needed, you know, like milk or cream for your coffee or little things, chips,
but
firewood.
Tell them about driving up the hill.
Okay, so we get into Buffalo.
Mountain.
Okay, but we get into Buffalo. First, we get into Buffalo. All right, it is tighter than a water frog's ass in Buffalo. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Everything is tight and small. We had to get gas. We pull in a gas station. He's bitching me out because this is the joys of the part you don't see. Because I want Tim Hortons, which is across the street, and he is like, "How the hell am I gonna get in the Tim Hortons?" I'm like, "I don't care where you park."
Tell him where I parked.
He
Right in this, like, there's 2-way driving up and 2-way down.
Well, he took up the right
and
lane.
I just stopped right in front of the freaking
Tim Hortons.
And
I ran in and got my coffee, and I was a whole new person. But it was
really worth it. I didn't have to listen to her.
Right. So it was really tight driving through there. Then we got onto the freeway or highway or whatever, and it is some of the most scenic, most beautiful country you will ever see. I swear to you,
driving by itself was...
I had no idea that part of New York was so like hilly, and because when I think New York, that's my ignorance showing, but when I think New York, I think like big cities and
a lot of
people and chaos.
But that was like in the border of like Buffalo and New York. It was so like the end of New York.
And then we drove down into Pennsylvania, and when we got to Pennsylvania, do you remember that hill going down? And
my car, I don't know.
I don't know how it did.
Knock on wood. But I mean, I don't know if this car is still going. Seriously, I mean, ups and downs and ups and downs.
Right.
I mean,
and it was, you guys, just the drive.
But just the drive was...
It was gorgeous.
Oh,
there
man.
was water everywhere, and there was mountains and hills, and it was breathtaking. The drive was amazing. And then when we got to the Twin Streams campground, I felt a little more, it was really well kept. It was super clean.
Really clean, yes.
How much was that one a night?
That was, 35.
35 a night. Now, you didn't have the amenities of a pool.
Every time they don't have a pool and stuff like that, it's cheaper.
But I have to say, they had like this nice wooden swing you could swing on. They had firewood you could buy. They had a playground. They had laundry facilities that were super clean that we used. they kept it really super nice, and that was a great time. We really didn't.
We went to we took this road.
Oh yeah.
Up. On the,
we were trying to find a store, and she says
we were trying actually just to go and do something.
Yeah.
So Shannon was like, "We're low on food,
Milk
so we're gonna go get some food." Well, you gotta drive like 20 miles just to get somewhere, to get something. Right?
Well, she told us to take this road. She's like, you go down there and you take the road, and it goes up 7 miles or whatever.
I mean, we were going up for what, half an hour?
You guys, when you ever seen the movie Wrong Turn? The name of the road, one of the roads, was Slaughterhouse Road. I'm not even shitting you. Like, who names these roads? Slaughterhouse Road. I'm like, excuse me.
But
we're in the middle of nowhere.
Just like driving, we drove about 7 miles to get to this little.
It was an Amish market.
Amish market. I mean, people, if you went in there, you would go probably 100 years back. It was so old. I mean, this place was built in 18.
But they had everything you needed. Like they had.
No, I'm saying like it was so old, and I love that kind of stuff.
They had all their little greens separately bagged. They had a fresh deli counter. Their meat was all organic. We bought a steak from there. Remember how good that steak was?
Oh.
And they had everything organic. I bought this lettuce from there, and it was just the experience of, I guess, that small little town, and you had to drive to get to the market. It was just this.
It was
great feeling, you know. And we went back and we drove along that road, and there was tons and tons. They should have called it Butterfly Alley because it was full of butterflies. The kids and I were like, wow. It was Rattlesnake Cliff or Rattlesnake. Remember the name of it was like Rattlesnake Cliff or something. And I'm like, I'm not getting out. But it was all butterflies, and it was gorgeous.
So we stayed there 3 days.
We
left there. We
went through West Virginia.
We went to, where did we go after that?
Oh my God. Didn't we come here?
No.
Yeah.
DC.
Oh, that's right. God, how did we forget? How did I forget DC? Maryland. That's right.
Yeah.
We left there.
Cherry
Hill Park. Okay.
It was tight. I mean.
Okay, but wait a minute.
We were like really tight. RV next to RV, like a sardines.
Everything in Maryland. Okay, I have a girlfriend that lives there, and I'm not really sure how. Maryland is beautiful. It's a beautiful state. Again, great people. Everything is so freaking tight.
Okay, that was the only negative thing about that place.
Cherry Hill, I'd give it a 10 out of 10, 100%.
I won't give it a 10. I will give it a 9.
You're
because
crazy.
It was so. It was close to other RVs.
The RVs were tight. I mean, you were right next to your neighbor, but we met a great couple, Rusty and Pat.
The pool was amazing.
Yep.
Really clean place.
They had 2 pools. Okay, they have 2 pools,
one
and
for
I actually
kids,
put a video on my. They have 2 pools. One was like 4 feet and 2 feet. The other one was a 6-foot pool. They had a sauna. They had a hot tub.
There was a grocery store right there, about a mile.
Well, and even on site, they have a market.
Oh, yeah.
They sold beer and wine, which was a total plus for us instead of having to drive somewhere to get a bottle of wine or
because
beer.
Without wine we can't survive.
I can't do the camping thing
but
without it.
Anyway, that was.
And if you have small kids,
that was what, $64?
Totally worth it. And they gave me a law enforcement discount,
it was 74.
even though they gave
it was
us a
74
discount.
with their discount.
Yeah.
It was 64.
Right. Even though I'm retired, they still honored the discount. Yeah. And they have a splash park. They had an 18-hole mini golf course for the kids. They did a tractor ride. They have a cafe right there. They have a laundry room, a game room. So it was a very nice. Really nice. And it was only like six minutes from everything you needed, like a Walmart or a Aldi, nail salon, anything you need. It was within a 10-minute drive, 10-minute drive. So that part was great, and it was 15 miles from Washington D.C., which is the reason we chose to go. Go ahead, tell them about the hill.
I mean, every time we took that 15 miles,
oh my God.
15 miles it would take you how long?
Yeah,
and no traffic or whatever. Every time we took that 15 miles, it would take us about an hour and a half.
I want to kill myself.
Washington,
I couldn't
D.C.
take it driving with him in that. Because he started. Well, then you're starting to drive like these people, and it was making me a nervous
This one, every 5 minutes. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! You
guys.
But anyway, we went there twice because the first time we went to the White House and
we did the Lincoln
Memorial, and then we went to
Monument.
and then they
there's
started
a lot
complaining.
to see. Listen, there's a lot to see. There's
And
complaining.
the weather,
Robbie, it was
95 degrees
with
like
a humidity index of like 110%.
It was hot.
It was hot.
It was hot, and Sophia, her leg, she couldn't walk for longer.
Yeah, poor Sophie has. We have to
time. So I'm like, okay, that's it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Plus the parking is just horrible. You can't find a park.
Okay, for Washington
like,
D.C. you can take from Cherry Hill Park. The one nice thing about that campground is they do have a bus that will come and take you.
Yeah, but can you imagine how long the bus is going to take just
the
to
bus,
get there?
I mean, people were coming on and off the bus. You got to wait for the people, and then it's just good to be in control of your own. Drive your vehicle down. You can park and leave when you want. Although parking was, at the meter, you got like 3 hours for $6 or something like that. You could go on your phone and renew your parking spot, which was nice. If you go to DC, be prepared. Wear good shoes. Lots and lots and lots of water. We were not prepared. We took water. We thought we had enough water. We didn't. I ended up getting a fever blister just from the heat.
You're going to be walking a lot. At least 5-6 miles. Just see some things,
There's so much to see and do. And then I really wanted to do the law enforcement memorial wall, and
so we couldn't do it in the same day.
We had to go back the next day.
We drove back because everybody was tired.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, I promised Shannon that I was going to take her again.
How long did it take us to park?
The second time?
Yeah, at the law enforcement, remember? Parking?
Well, because I figure, if I drive in these aisle or streets away from the place, I can find a spot. So thank God I found a spot, and I parked, and we walked.
And the law enforcement memorial wall was so moving for me, especially.
She cried.
I cried my eyes out. I have friends on that wall. It was a very moving and touching experience, and I so appreciate you taking me to that because it was amazing. And then we left there, and we drove to Arlington National Cemetery.
That was nice too.
And we saw the changing of the guard. Now Sophia Ava enjoyed it too. Ava really did, but Sophia was like awestruck. She couldn't take her eyes, and then after she pretended she was one of the soldiers walking back and forth. And it's like, Mommy, do women get to be?
And then we visited Kennedy's gravesite.
John F. Kennedy's grave.
Too.
The flame was going and everything.
That cool.
Also, you can get on if you go to Arlington. You can get on the tour bus, and you pay, I don't know what it is.
I think $6 or $7 a person.
So you get on the bus, and it will take you through the cemetery. It'll point out some graves, like JFK's grave and stuff like that. And then it'll take you to the tomb of the unknown soldier for the changing of the guard. We walked, okay? Or you can walk, and it's like a 15-minute walk.
The reason we didn't take that because we didn't want to do more than a couple things. We went and saw what we needed to see. Because the tour shows you everything.
Well, we didn't want to wait for people because once they get off the tour bus, you got to wait for everybody to get back on, and we just wanted to go. Well, it was a 15-minute walk. Again, hot as all hell, but totally, completely worth it. When we got to the changing of the guard, and I saw that
chills.
Saw that officer in full uniform, and I'm talking, they don't wear summer uniform. We're talking the full dress uniform, right? I'm thinking, if this poor guy can stand out here and do this, I cannot complain one bit about being hot.
I seriously thought it was 100 degrees.
If you go to Arlington Cemetery and you see changing of the guard and you don't get emotional, you don't have
something is wrong with you.
You don't have a soul. It is the most amazing, incredible experience, and so patriotic. It makes you just swell with pride.
So
that was free, by the way.
Everything was free, yeah.
That was free, unless you take a parking. We paid parking. I don't know how much.
It was like $4.
$4, okay. We did that.
So we got home.
And we stayed one extra day.
How long did we stay? 3 or 4 days?
4 days, I think, 5 days, something like that. And they had, we really enjoyed the pool the next night, and we met great people from Oregon. They were fantastic. That's one of the things I really like about camping, I have to say.
Rusty and Connie?
Yeah, Rusty and Connie and her mom and dad, Peggy and Bob, and one from Texas and Oregon, and they invited us to even come out there. So that part's great. So we left there, and we came here. And we are in Coolsville, Ohio. And that
was about 6 hours drive.
6 hour drive. 6.5?
No, it was 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're in the southern part of Ohio.
All the way in the bottom.
All the way in the bottom, close to West Virginia. And the drive even through there was incredible.
Yes.
Beautiful scenery. I mean, nice. I can't say enough about this area and the drives that the scenery we saw. So we came here. This is Coolsville, Ohio, and it's a little campground called Carthage Gap Campground. And
no pool. It
no
was
pool.
39 a day.
39. And you know what's amazing about this campground? Yeah, it might not have some amenities. It has a great proprietor. Her name's Teresa.
She is
A doll.
Yeah.
She's a doll.
I mean, imagine she was like, I'm like, if I need ice, where do I get it from? She was like, you come in the office, even if I'm not here, you can just put $3.
There's a little basket.
$1.79 in this basket, or
like whatever it was.
$2 or something like that.
There's a basket.
Just put it in there and go. And you don't have to ask anyone. Just put the money here and go get ice.
She's
from
like,
there.
there's always enough change to make yourself change, and you just put it in there.
It was
so
all about trust.
It's on
That's
honor
what I love
system.
about this.
Not only that, but they don't take credit cards here, so you either pay by cash or personal
Check.
So who does that anymore? There was a pavilion, and the one thing I have to say was the highlight of this particular campground for me was not only her. Well, there was two actually. They do a community breakfast on select Saturdays, like certain Saturdays. You go to this pavilion and you leave whatever you want to donate. Like you can donate a carton of eggs, or you can donate some sausage or bacon or whatever. You put it in the fridge. You walk to the pavilion, put it in the fridge.
She was like,
or you don't have to donate anything.
She was like, there's no one in that room. Just go open the door and whatever you want to put in there in the fridge, open the fridge and put the eggs, or if you have juice or whatever you got, just stick it in there.
And we'll make breakfast.
We'll make breakfast the next day.
They served it at 10 o'clock in the morning. When I tell you the layout they had biscuits and gravy that were like my mama used to make. They had potatoes.
I've been eating like crazy.
I know we have. And I've been cooking a lot.
Yeah.
So we haven't eaten out except for one time in DC.
Mm-hmm.
We ate lunch. So they had biscuits and gravy, they had potatoes, they had eggs, they had pancakes and bacon and sausage and everything you can imagine, coffee. And it was free. It was free to do. And it was lovely because they said grace before we ate.
It was like a family thing.
It was like having a family. And
having a family, but you don't know these people. It was weird, but it was super,
intimate.
Super nice.
And then they have an ice cream truck that comes through every Friday night and Saturday night. And I'm not talking about an ice cream truck you see back home in Michigan, the one with the frozen ice cream with the gumball and the toe and all that. I'm talking, this is an ice cream truck that has soft serve ice cream. They dip it in spring. It's like going to a Dairy Queen on wheels. And they make like a banana split for you or whatever you want, and reasonably priced. Amazing. And everybody comes out to get this ice cream. So, because I kept hearing this sound like an ice cream truck, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is this music these people have on? I'm thinking it's somebody having music on.
Yeah.
And I walk out, I'm like, sounds like a damn ice cream truck. Well, I'll be darned if that thing didn't pull up in here. And it pulled up the next night, and it's so good. The girls got their ice cream.
And it was
really good. Really good.
You know, I mean, this time, honestly, with my family, it's just been amazing.
It's been amazing. It has been, I don't even know how to describe
no
it.
Stress.
If you've ever been on the fence about doing this, like you're thinking, maybe we'd like to do it someday, don't make it someday. Make it now. Make it now while you're young. We met a guy, he's like, yeah, my parents want me to think I should work till I'm 70 and then I can travel. And I'm thinking, no, you need to do it now. If you can figure out a way to make it financially happen, you need to do it now. It's so worth it. Right up the street here, I went for a bike ride. There's a house down here, like it has a lot of property and stuff. They have 3 horses. I went for this bike ride this morning. You were watching the World Cup and the kids were inside, and I just went down the street, the hill is a killer, I'll tell you that, but went down there, and the horse fence is electrified. I found that out the hard way too. I found that on my shoulder, and I was like, son of a bitch, oh God, okay. And I texted him, I'm like, well, that fence is electrified. But anyhow, the horses were cool. They came right up to you, could pet them and everything, and they have a pond here you can swim in, which I wouldn't dare swim in it. If my life depended, I'm scared to death. I would not go in that pond. It's like 16 feet deep. It's treated, but no thank you. I wouldn't do it. But it's really quiet here. As you can tell, there's like nothing going on.
Can you hear the birds?
The birds. It's Sunday, so all the campers left that have to go to work tomorrow, and all of these trailers behind us are seasonal trailers, and there's one other camper over there where they've stayed. We're leaving tomorrow to head to Sandusky
KOA.
to KOA in Sandusky. We're taking
I like
the
KOAs.
kids.
They have
KOA
everything.
is amazing.
They have, you know, the pools.
But you do pay
they have-
more. You do pay more.
The KOA is going to
Okay.
be 54.
Okay, that's
Not
not
bad.
bad. That's not bad.
Not bad.
We're surprising the kids with Cedar Point. We're going to take them to Cedar Point. So tomorrow we're going to travel. We're going to stay at the KOA, and then the following day on Tuesday we'll go to Cedar Point all day. And
I reserved it for 2 days. Maybe, I don't know, maybe
we'll
another night. We'll see.
and then that's going to wrap up this July trip for us. I have an obligation to do makeup for a wedding, so I have to be back for that. And he's going to go back to work for a couple days if you choose to. I don't know if you're going to do that now. He's decided to do, you should share that with people. If you're looking for a way to like have your schedule free, you know, he used to work for Aldi, and we were talking about it, and I said, I think you should just, you know, it's really hard to take the time off and everything for what we want to do. And we have made sacrifices to make this possible, and we're trying to do things differently so that we can financially afford it. But he quit Aldi, much to their dismay. They were sad. And he started doing Uber, and Uber has been amazing. Like, you make your own hours, you work as much as you want, or you don't have to work. Like, he's been off for, 3 weeks now, and he can just go back and pick up where he left off.
Yep.
If he chooses to.
And it's really good money, too. It's
And
not
then we
bad.
can turn around and we can leave again, So
Yeah.
we just wanted to come on and share a little bit about where we've been over the last few weeks and talk to you about the campground. Hopefully you've seen the drone videos, because Robbie's taken some amazing footage of places we've been. We couldn't fly
It's
it.
okay.
We couldn't fly it in DC at the campground.
That thing won't even budge. I
It-
don't know what they did there,
It won't
but
come off
it
the
won't
ground.
even,
Like, we're so close to DC that they have something where you can't even get a signal to fly your drone up. So maybe
we're not
because we're
allowed.
so close
We were
to
not
Washington.
allowed. I wasn't gonna fly it anyway. I was just gonna show the park, but it wouldn't even work. So I'm like, just don't even do it.
So, babe, what would you say? I know people always want to know about the money part of things. So, like, what would you say we've spent so far from June 30th until now? Today is the 14th?
I mean,
Including, like, groceries and gas,
including
and travel,
gas
and lodging,
and food and
and the parks.
Cedar Point too.
Well,
Because only Cedar Point for 4 people is gonna be $200.
right. So that's something that you don't have to do. If you want to go to Sandusky or something, you stay at the KOA. There's plenty to do
So
there
with Cedar Point, it's gonna be $2,000
for this
for
whole
3
time.
weeks.
For this whole time gone.
Maybe a little bit more. If it with no Cedar Point, it's about 1,600, 1,700.
Right. So
We're-
if we go to
we're
the park
talking
and we eat or
With
something,
gas
Yeah.
and food and everything. I mean, we go to Mexico for 1 week. We spent $5,000.
right? So
and
this
that's only
has been
like once a year.
right. This has been incredible. Most of the things we have been able to do, like the sightseeing in Washington D.C., that was all free. All the museums are free. If you've never been there, everything is free. The only thing that would cost you is like if you wanted to ride the metro or you wanted to take a Uber down there or a Lyft or whatever. Parking is going to cost you if you choose to. We packed lunch for a lot of things we did, like on the road and stuff. We don't stop when we're going from place to place. We don't like stop at McDonald's or something and eat.
We
pack.
actually, the thing is, we did like thank God to her, of course, because she's a really good cook. She cooks in the RV.
Yeah.
And we don't have to eat out. That saves a lot of money.
It saves
us a lot of
ton
money.
Imagine eating out breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A family of 4. You're figuring even if you eat fast food, you're talking $40 a pop, $10 a person. That is going to add up very fast. You're going to spend $120 quickly in that day if you do that, where you could use that $120 to go lodge at an RV park somewhere. So, and there are a lot of apps and things that you can go on for free RVing, for parking.
I wouldn't recommend it.
We haven't really
They
dealt.
probably don't have water or
Hook up
like sewer and power, electric.
Maybe for like an overnight, just
Yeah, one
you
night
know,
you can stay at
one
Walmart or you can stay at rest areas.
Walmarts
stuff
are
like that.
free.
You can
So
do
Walmart is like a boondocking thing where you can go and you can.
They'll let you park there
They'll
and
let you
stay
park
the night.
overnight, and you can just rest or whatever if you're tired. But, anyways, guys, that's pretty much what we've been doing since June 30th. I'm kind of sad to even think about going home. I haven't really. I mean, I miss my brother and sister. I miss his brother. I miss his mom. I miss that kind of thing. My nephew, but it's I don't really miss home, because home is where your family
This is home.
and this is our home. This is our home away from home, and I feel like I never thought in my life that I would ever feel this way about doing this, but I'm so glad we took the leap, as I always say in our videos. And if you're on the fence, I highly recommend just do it.
Do it.
Find a way
You only live once.
and do it, and that time is going by so
And honestly,
quick.
the memories we made with the girls, we played together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we fought, we argued, but that's part of the
Experience.
It's
Experience.
just amazing.
It is.
Amazing.
And I hope that you guys will continue to follow us and hang with the Hannahs and learn about the places we're going. Hopefully we share something that will maybe help you. I don't think this time we had any RV issues,
No.
anything we ran it. We did have a problem with our converter the last trip, where the electricity wasn't.
I ordered one on Amazon and I
He
switched it.
replaced
I
it.
did it myself.
He's amazing. He can fix anything. He's like MacGyver. Give him, a match and a duct tape and something. He can fix anything.
Beside that, we haven't had any problems.
Thank God a million times we have not had any issues with the RV itself that we haven't been able to solve or fix or anything like that. But we will keep you guys posted. Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope that we will inspire you guys to give it a try. Just even you can rent an RV and go for a weekend and see what you think. I promise you're gonna love it. So cheers, guys. Until we meet again.
We love
talk
you.
to you soon.